All right, here we are again. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles, here to tackle the year 2014 with our tops and bottoms, musically speaking, of that year. And yeah, we'll be doing that, each of us giving you our top picks of music, and then we'll go around the horn again and give you our bottoms. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with Mike from Hub Tunes, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen, the man that got lucky at the high school prom when he chaperoned it, Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Ew.
And I didn't even show up to chaperone.
Ew.
It could be with the band teacher.
That's
It-
true.
It could
going to
be with
Attorney
Mrs.
Yeah.
Tackleberry.
Yes. Or
I don't
Mr. Tackleberry.
Right. It would be funner to be Mrs. Tackleberry, but that would be more of a story.
I think it's more fun with the Mr.
Mr. Well,
I'm probably in the minority here, though.
Oh, with a Tackleberry, I mean, geez, that's quite a name you came up with there.
So why don't I just start with the joy that was 2014? So,
Wow.
there was some decent stuff, but I have a top 13. I have no honorable mentions. Number 13 is Mary Lambert's Secrets. Mary Lambert, like lesbian kind of maybe folkish singer. She was big. She did the female vocal part of that Macklemore song Love or the Same Love or whatever that rap he did for the gays. And she was the female vocalist of that. It has fun lines like, she wears mom jeans and cat earrings and she doesn't care if the world knows what her secrets are. So what? Number 12, it's got a nasty, funky beat. It's vulgar. I love it. Beyonce with Partition. Let me hear you say, hey, Miss Carter. She's fucking in the limo, basically. This is what's going on. Beyonce is fucking in the limo. Driver, pull up the partition because you don't need to be watching me. Fuck. But there's a line that says, he Monica Lewinsky'd all on my gown. And wouldn't he have Bill Clinton on her gown? Not Monica's. So that's never. Yeah, he would not have Monica Lewinsky'd on her gown. He would have. So that's a line that I don't know. Take all of me, but that song is the beat and everything. It's just sexy as fuck. Number 11, Broken Bells with Perfect World. I just learned that Danger Mouse is actually the one that does the music.
Yeah.
James. Yeah, James. What's his head from the Shins? It's got a good little. It's like a good disco ditty.
Yeah, that album is great. The whole album.
Yeah,
is
it's
really
their second record. I think they've only done 3.
Yeah.
But I'm really familiar with the debut. But this is a good song, Perfect World. Number 10, Jasmine Sullivan. Oh, one of my divas, featuring Meek Mill with Dumb. If you gonna lie, at least be good, because I ain't dumb. It's so good. Number 9 would be Alt J with Left Hand Free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hot and shady or something like that. I'm hot like the parodical song or hey shady lady. I can't think of what the fucking words are right now. Whatever. Number 8 would be Kylie Minogue, because whenever she can be on a list, she's going to be, of course. And that would be Into the Blue. It's another little great Kylie disco bop. So number 7, another damn sexy song. The beat, the way the strings just come in and press against this sexy ass beat. The Weeknd with Earned It, from one of those 50 Shades of Whatever movie. But that song is so damn sexy and hot, and it just oh yeah, I'm sorry. I have a Weeknd record sitting right here because I'm not paying attention to my visuals. Number 6 is a collaboration. They only did one album, and my is it brilliant. And that would be it's Dallas Green from City and Color and Pink. and they were known as You and Me. And
Really?
yes, and this is brilliant, and this is a very expensive album.
I love City and Color. I saw them in concert twice.
Yeah,
They're really good.
their voices together, and
He's
they
got-
do the most amazing. Okay, so the single is Capsized, but they do the most amazing cover of Sade's Ordinary Love. No Ordinary Love. It's the closer of the album. It's so like,
Oh,
yeah, one-off thing. It's like acoustic
yeah.
driven brilliance. It's so good.
I'll have to check that out. I really like City and Color.
Yeah, and their voices just blend
He's
so
great.
lovely together, and because she has a deeper register, and it's just the two of them together, just brilliant.
Huh.
Number 5, Paloma Faith with Only Love Can Hurt Like This. That song just wrecks me. She just, I tell myself you mean nothing. 5 seconds later, if you're not around, I'm crumbling. It's my kind of jam. Number 4, her real name is Monica Berknes. She is Norwegian, and she is known as Mr. Little Jeans. This is the album Pocket Knife here, and the single is Good Mistake. Got some funky beats. You got a little banjo twang on some of it. It's just she's only had 2 albums, but she's just brilliant. She actually covered Beyonce's Single Ladies, which was quite interesting. Records falling all over the floor over there. Okay. Number 3, wonderful music video with, appearances by Anne Hathaway and Kristen Stewart and a couple other people. I don't remember who they are because they're not Anne Hathaway or Kristen Stewart, but Jenny Lewis with One of the Guys. Which just this is her 3rd album. Yeah, so brilliant. And number 2, off their debut, I believe this was their first single, Gooey, would be Glass Animals. Oh, my little Pooh Bear. Oh,
That's a great album.
It's very good. It's my favorite out of the 4.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah, I'm only missing their 3rd album. I have all the others. And number 1 for me, single wise, it came out in 2014. First Aid Kit with My Silver Lining. Gotta keep on keeping on. There you have it. My top 13 of 2014.
Wow. I did not know about that album. I'm going to have to check that out.
Well, You and Me.
Yeah. Well, I pulled about 10 records. It's a good year. It's not the greatest year. I don't know. I did find some stuff that I don't have, which I've added to my want list as it continues to grow. My want list continues to grow as I'm buying less records. It's not a good combination of things. But the band Merchandise, After the End, good post-punk band, really good record, probably their best record. Warpaint, their debut. I love Warpaint. Trio, all females. Just kind of a poppy, atmospheric band. The debut is their best. Actually, most of their albums are really good, but the debut is definitely my favorite. And the lead singer has I forget her name. She just released a solo album, which is really good. Sharon Van Etten, We Are There, a really good record. Very good record. I thought I had it. I have the one that came right after it. And then a band called Cloud Nothings, really interesting band. They're kind of post-punky, but they can kind of get hard rock to it at times, almost a little too much for me. Their albums are always very different, but this one's really good. Here and Nowhere Else, excellent record. I think it might be their second or 3rd record. And then an album that I thought I had, I still think I have it here somewhere, is one of my favorite bands, is Parquet Courts, Sunbathing Animal. Huge album. Well, not huge album for them, but it's kind of the one that kind of got them getting talked about and stuff. And I thought I know I have it. I just can't find it. And then I pulled. Craig, are you sitting down?
Oh no. Oh,
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. I almost mentioned he had the single that was off of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Every time I show that record, I end up playing it like all weekend. So I'm gonna keep that out. Jenny Lewis.
Jenny.
When this came out, I wasn't real crazy about it, but damn, I really do like it. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. When I first heard it, I was kind of like, it's all right. It's a solid record. I also love the artwork. I love the cover. It's really good.
Yeah, but then her next album is the same cover basically, except she has a different outfit.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm like, why do we have 2 albums in a row that have your chest on the cover? Like, I don't. And this is my girl. I mean, I'm just like, why do we have?
It's not for us to question.
I don't know. When I meet her, I'm going to ask her because we're going to.
That should be the first thing you mention to her.
It is, and then she's going to be like, "I love you. You're brilliant," and I'm going to be like, "I love you. You're brilliant," and then we're going to be best friends forever. So, I've planned it all out.
Oh, great! This is X Hex. This is
I used to have that. It's really good.
Yeah, rips. This is a great Mary Timony, who actually has my favorite album of 2024. Came out this year. It's right now. It's going to be number 1 on my list of favorite albums. But Mary Timony, the lead singer, she's also the lead guitarist. This band's great, man. Put some more music out. I just love them. They only made 2 records so far, I think.
Yeah.
But this is the better of the 2. I love this band. Punk, hard, not hard punk, but just really good girls rocking.
I like that cover too.
Yeah, the other album has the similar artwork, kind of the same artist. Yeah, this is a band that I hadn't thought about in a while, and I saw it on the list, and I was like, oh wow, I remember that, and I own that. So I pulled it out, and I think I'm going to listen to it because I have not listened to this album in a long time. This is called More Than Any Other Day, and it's by a band called Ought. I don't know if they're still around. They are classified as math rock. I'm over the subgenres.
Oh.
I don't know what the hell math rock is.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I don't.
Math rock. Well, see what math rock is when you have like music that is concentrated on like the different signatures.
Yeah.
And so that's and I've heard it explained like 6 times, and it's like, oh, you mean music.
Right?
Yeah, that's music is pretty much mathematical.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the best way to describe math rock is that it's driven by the percussion section of the band as opposed to the other instruments or the vocalist.
Well,
I have never heard that before, but you should
actually,
try metal.
Describes this
if you like subgenres. Metal.
Oh Jesus! Wow.
Has like 27 sub.
Yeah, no kidding.
I hear this and I think post-punk. That's what we called it back in the day.
Yeah.
We also called it rock and roll.
Yeah.
But math rock, the band Ought. I think this is their most popular album. So pretty cool. I'm going to leave that out because I'm going to be playing that this weekend. It's been a long time. This is a band we've mentioned before. Richard was talking about this band. I dig them. They have a new album coming out in a couple of months. And this is The Horrors. Luminous. Great psych rock band from the UK. I really dig these guys. I unfortunately saw them live. They don't tour the US very often. And they had a tour scheduled and they canceled the whole thing. And then about 2-3 years later, they scheduled another tour, and I saw them at the Bottom Lounge here in Chicago. Super cheap, $15 to see them. They were awful. They were
really
absolutely horrendous. The lead singer was awful. The venue, I love the venue, but their sound is just too big for the venue, and the sound was awful. They were awful. Everything about it was awful, except the beer was cold, and that's kind of saved the night. But I would go see him again in a heartbeat. Really cool band. They never
even
come.
though it was awful.
What?
Well, there's another
Even though
band
it was
called The
awful,
Horrors.
you'd go see them again.
Yeah, I would. I think a lot of the awfulness might have been the venue and the sound. The sound was really bad.
Oh,
But
okay.
and I think the band kind of knew it, so they just kind of skated through the show. It was not good. But yeah, great band, the Horrors.
There is another band called the Horrors. It's from Iowa.
Yeah, they're from Iowa. I may have almost bought one of their records once.
Yeah, when I was looking for Horrors records, I almost bought one of theirs, and then I went, "Oh no, this is not what I
This
want."
is not what I'm. Okay, and then my next 4 are my favorite albums of the year, by far. This is Spoon. What's it called? They Sold Our Soul. Oh, They Want Our Soul. This is getting a anniversary reissue. If you're interested in getting a Spoon record, the originals are pretty pricey, but there's a new one coming out. I think it's a deluxe. I think there's a 2 LP set. Good record, really good record. I love the artwork; is beautiful. Excellent Spoon record. I don't think this band has ever made a bad record. This album won a shitload of Grammys this year. Beck, Morning Face, beautiful. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous record. You know, it's not Odeley, but this is just that it's just what Beck does so well. When he's emotional and raw, and you know where he's coming from, and you can relate to it. It's just he's so damn good. I love this record. And we reviewed this, I think, very long time ago on the Guncle channel, and this is St. Vincent's.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one that really kind of put her on the map. She had like 4 albums before this, but this is the one where with Digital Waitress and Birth in Reverse. This is the big one that really kind of got her people going, oh, this woman's really cool. And she hasn't let up since. She's a fucking rock star. I just love this woman. Great record.
That. I don't remember what I thought about that album.
I don't remember the record at all either.
I remember
but
that cover.
I
I remember the name.
It was probably it was in the first 3 records that I chose.
It was,
it
it was
was
pretty
Yeah.
soon, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody liked it, but
I think we all liked it, yeah.
I think that's when I was still trying to be nice.
Yeah, don't do
Probably.
that.
like you're never nice.
Well, we were all new with each other, so it was like, oh well, let's not be too honest here. And then
Right.
that what was it? That Craig album came along and got way overrated, and then it was like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with being nice. It's time to be honest.
Single
What was
Gun
that called?
Theory, I still remember. Yeah.
Oh, Single Gun Theory. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
Single
great,
Gun
that's
Theory,
a
that's what it
great
was.
album.
Yes, it is.
Thank
And
you.
this is my favorite record of 2014. And I just dig this record, man. And you can stream it. I don't know what it goes for. I bought it when it came out. It's a kick-ass fucking record. And I never hear people talk about this. It is Wilco Johnson and Roger Daltrey going back home. This is a kick-ass record. I'm telling you, this is unreal. It is Roger Daltrey singing. Wilco just plays guitar, and I mean, it's unreal. It's a blues record. It's a rock and roll record. And Daltrey's voice on here is spectacular. And this is 2014. You know, and the packaging on tip-on jackets. This thing is unreal. I love this record. And I highly recommend it. Everyone should go out and get it.
I've never heard of it.
It's so damn good. I think we just lost Wilco, didn't we? I think he just passed away a couple years ago. I remember when I reviewed this record, when I showed this record originally, I said he was dead. And somebody in the comments was like, no, he's definitely alive.
Then he died.
I think he died like 2 or 3 weeks later. And I was like, well, see, I called
Oh
him.
man,
Tim,
But
Mike's got the death note.
yeah, watch out.
you killed him.
But yeah, if you like just good rock and roll, bluesy rock and roll, I'm telling you, and Daltrey is great on this. It's really, really, really a good
When
record.
Daltrey's on, he's on.
Yeah, and they're short songs. You know,
What is he from?
there's 11 songs. A couple of them are covers.
Who?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who? Okay. I don't know the people's names.
Yeah. Kick-ass album. Highly recommend it. And that's all I got from my tops.
Wow. So is it my turn now?
Sure.
It is.
Supposedly.
All right. Well, don't have a lot of news events. It was kind of a violent year, 2014, in the news. I got a few. In February 20th, Russia invaded the Crimea and then later annexed it.
Birthday.
Yeah. March 8th, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 disappears.
Oh wow, that was that long ago?
Yeah.
They never found it, right?
Never.
Never
They
found
found-
it.
That is,
I think
that
they
is-
found some pieces.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
but
the
that was it.
aliens might have. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, who knows? Then on March 23rd was the first confirmation of the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. Don't know. Let's see. September 18th, Scotland voted to remain part of the United Kingdom. Of course, that was just before. Was that just before Brexit? Was that like the next year?
Yeah, probably.
Because I think that's what the Scots were voting on, that they were going to stay in the European Union, and then
Yeah.
whatever. And then September 26th is when the pro-democracy protests started in Hong Kong. They went on until December. Really, you know, they were the umbrella revolution, as the moniker that they ended up getting. So very
That would be the day
tumultuous.
after my birthday.
Yeah.
We're all
Well, it's
just
very
very birthday oriented today.
yeah. Very, and it was a tumultuous year.
I thought Brexit was a lot later, like in the.
Well, that's what I mean. I think the Scots voted to stay with part of the United Kingdom, thinking that.
Right, but I don't think Brexit was 2000 the next year. I think it was
Okay.
5 or 6 years later. Something
Yeah,
like that.
I can't. You know, sometimes, especially starting around 2010, everything.
I just remember it was right around the
It all goes
pandemic.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pandemic and Brexit kind of were at the same time. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah, I
was
think you
right
might
around
be
the same
right.
time.
They're very, very proximate. Well, I've got
England, let us know in the comments.
someone will correct us.
If you can still can afford a computer after Brexit, England.
Well, then there'll be other tariffs involved in that one. Anyway, so I've got, 8 albums. And, they're decent albums. 2014 was, I went through the whole list of albums that were released. And, some of the more obscure bands don't necessarily show up in these lists. Like a lot of what Mike was showing, many of them, I was unfamiliar with them. But the ones that did make the list, none of them really interested me that much. But there were some decent ones. There was a revival with the African-American punk band Death. And they released this in 2014. This is Death 3. It's okay. It's okay. There's a couple decent songs on it. I got it. I'm not trying to get rid of it or anything. I'll keep it, but it's not like their other records.
It looks like an AI generated version of the Black Crowes Amorica album cover.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, except that I don't get, when you're looking at the real one, I don't get flesh.
Well, that's why I said AI generated.
Yeah. Then Ariel Pink released
I forgot
Pom-Pom.
about Ariel Pink.
And it's a decent album. Out of all of his albums, somebody sent me like a bunch of his albums, and I did a video on them. He's a very interesting character.
Yes, he is.
And I kind of like I like a lot of his music. What I got tired of was his lo-fi recording style. I just felt like some of it, sometimes it works really well, but other times I wish, man, just produce the song. It's a good song.
Up the
Uh,
toe.
but this one is probably the better of the albums that were sent to me, and it's quite listenable. I enjoyed Pom Pom. Then Half Japanese with Overjoyed, that was released.
I have that record.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have that. I never listened to that.
What's the guy's name?
Yeah, what is it? I have that. I never.
He has a
listened
very distinctive voice, but also it sounds a lot like other people as well. Jared Paulini. Is that his name? No, Jad Fair. Jad Fair.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've got a few half Japanese records. I love the artwork that they.
Yeah, I remember when
did
that
on
came
them.
out. I was all into it big time.
And a huge catalog. I mean, they've been doing this for decades.
Yeah.
They formed in 1974.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
yeah, I remember when
they
that
were
came out.
producing albums, you know,
digging.
I think they had one or two after this one. So, but yeah, it's quite a catalog. Then there's this other band. It's a Japanese band called Mono, and they released a pair of albums. Now, they're we were talking about math rock before. This was labeled as math rock, and I picked them up, and well, not these, but another Mono record, and I was listening to it, and I'm going, no, this is prog rock. This is symphonic prog rock. It's a Japanese band, and it is their music is very symphonic with its sound and very proggish, and quite good. I haven't listened to these in quite a while, but that's what I find sometimes with prog albums is that, yeah, they're good to listen to when you're in that right mood for them, and then they're really great, but then you put them back on the shelf and you don't listen to them for 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Something that's a little closer to what I would listen to more often was The War on Drugs. Lost in the Dream was released in 2014. Very shoegazy dream pop kind of, just stoner rock. It's just, yeah, it's good stuff to listen to.
It's amazing that band. Kurt Weill left the band after like the first 3 records. I think that might be the first one. They got a new lead singer who sounds exactly like Kurt Weill. Like you wouldn't even know there's a new lead singer in this band.
No, I didn't.
I don't know if Kurt Weill is on this. I would. I don't think go through here to.
Yeah, I think that's the new lead singer.
With the new lineup.
Yeah, it's just
because that's not their first one.
No, their early stuff's really good.
But I picked it up because the album cover really, I kind of like the album cover, and so and I've enjoyed that album. Gary Clark Live was released in 2014. Not necessarily the blues psychedelic rock that I expected that you hear with a lot of his other stuff, but it's still a great show that he did with this live. And I keep trying to look at the venue, the picture in the back to try and figure out where he is when he's playing, but I don't know. It's but it's good. Gary Clark definitely is I first heard him with that video where he was, what's the song? Because he shot it on his ranch down in Texas. And it was kind of an in-your-face song because, he's African-American man with Texas and with this big ranch, and his neighbors didn't like it. And so it was a really good song, but for some reason I cannot remember it right now. But my favorite album definitely of 2014, and I really like this artist. When we did the record crawl with Vance and the others, and went and hit all those newer stores. And I picked this up at the pop-up shop. And this is Juan Waters.
Oh, you love that.
North American Poetry. He's such a quirky singer songwriter. He's based in New York. He's from Uruguay. I just love his music. I love his style of songwriting and of singing. He can be really irreverent. I just really like it. Definitely, this is my favorite record of 2014, at least of ones that I've listened to, not just the ones that I own, but ones that I have listened to. Although some of those ones that you were mentioning before, I might be interested in a couple of them. That's what I have.
Just a note: Wilco Johnson definitely dead. Lead guitarist of Dr. Feelgood, if people didn't know. He died.
Oh, wow, Dr. Feelgood from Australia?
Dr. Feelgood, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The Motley Crue album?
He died 3 years ago.
No, the Aretha Franklin song.
Oh.
Yeah, he died 3 years ago today, on the day.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I need to get some Dr. Feelgood. They're just a basic party rock band.
Great band, man. His guitar style is so good. Yeah. What's their song? She's a something. She's a Wind Up. Is that them?
The Wind Up?
Yeah, that's them.
Anyway, I just have 6, and 3 of them have already been mentioned. The Parquet Courts, very energetic, very lively. They got their own sound, definitely. 2014, they had Sunbathing Animal. That's been talked about already. Beck, Morning Phase. I just heard that again yesterday. I actually like that more than I do. What was the last one we were talking about?
Sea Change?
Sea Change. This one is a little more lush, I think, but I think it works. It's a little bit of a fuller sound, and like you said, it's beautiful. It really is, and he's in that mode now. We're not going back to Mellow Gold or Odelay. So I think when Morning Phase came out, I was a lot more prepared for that. I knew I wasn't going to get Odelay.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Beck. He could totally change tomorrow.
Oh, sure.
That's what I dig about him.
And we were talking about that on one of the last episodes, how bands used to be able to change, and it's not allowed anymore. And he's definitely one of the ones. We were probably talking about him when we were talking about that. But thanks to Craig's Vinyl Plethora, I was introduced to First Aid Kit, and I remember really liking their album Stay Gold. I don't have that. I have their other one, but I really like that one. So yeah, Stay Gold would make my top. I mean, I'm grading on a curve here. I haven't heard really a lot of albums from 2014, but these are the ones that I've heard that I actually liked and remembered. You guys were talking about the record crawl you went on in Chicago, and I remember Mike picked this up. Yeah. So I really have other people to thank for all of these albums, pretty much. I bought
that at like that doom metal.
Right. It was so surprising
to talking about it. And
like a doom metal plays.
I got this. I got my own copy because you made it sound. I think you made it sound so interesting that I streamed some of it. And this is Goat, and the album is Commune. It's this little trick thing here. It's like an inner sleeve that you pull out, and so that's what makes that. But this is just wild stuff. This is like you want to have a goblet when you're listening to this. It's this just soaring female vocals, and this just kind of almost evil sounding music, but it's they've definitely got their own sound. They just came out with another album this year that I have not heard yet, self-titled album. So I might be picking that up. And of course, I can't believe nobody mentioned Jack White's album, Lazaretto. This is the Ultra LP. This is the one with all the tricks in it. It plays the 2 different versions of the song, depending on where you put the stylus. It's got a song that plays on the label. You play the label, there's a hidden track in there. It plays from the Inner Groove out. Yeah, it's there's
And
it plays
has
3
a
different
hologram
speeds.
too, right? Doesn't it have
Yeah,
like a little dancing hologram?
it has an angel hologram in one of the
Angel, yeah.
runouts. The song in the on the label plays at a like 78, I think, or something like that. So it's just crazy. I mean, this was back when he was putting out these records that had all these tricks, and it really, I think, got a lot of people interested in vinyl records again. And I don't know too much about him personally. I guess he's not that great of a person sometimes, but he really is a champion for vinyl records. And this is a great album, regardless if you have this Ultra LP version or not. I have not heard his new one yet. I need to hear that because I really liked the one he came out with like 2 years ago as well. The blue one with the white guy on it, whatever that was called.
His new one might be his best solo record.
That one that came out a couple of years ago was my favorite album of the year. I remember that.
That's also great.
Yep. And he had 2 that year, didn't he?
Yeah, he had an acoustic.
Yeah, he had a more mellow one. I didn't care for that one as much. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So speaking of vinyl community channels that I have to thank, so it's been a while since we've mentioned the As It Should Be channel.
Yeah, we never mentioned them.
Which, speaking of channels, by the way, this goat thing, I didn't. What's his name?
Logan. Yeah, I don't know what his channel
got
name
you
is,
to get this.
Yeah,
and
like,
and then I got it, so it's like a chain.
Yeah, I don't know Logan's channel name right now. He changes it every once in a while.
Yeah, so. I think it's.
But he's a great guy. And,
Broke on Records, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
But it's been a while since we've mentioned the As It Should Be channel. And Paul on the As It Should Be channel is always talking about this band called Sloan. And I remember when he first started talking about them, I'm like,
yeah,
is that the same band I used to play in college?
Yes.
And sure enough, it is. I used to play this called Twice Removed.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about them. I really liked the song Pen Pals. Used to play that all the time. There's a couple other tracks on here as well. But I really liked this band. But I thought they were just put out an album and they were done. I thought this was a forgotten band. I didn't know they had anything else out. There were so many bands like this when I was in college. Earth to Andy and the Ass Ponies. Just they would have an album and it wouldn't do anything commercially. And I thought that they would go away. This is a band from Nova Scotia. So maybe they're more popular in Canada. But then, like decades, literally later, I'm watching the As It Should Be channel, and Paul from that channel is going on and on about this Sloan band, and I'm like, there must be a different band named Sloan because I remember a Sloan from the night. And no, it is that band.
Yeah.
And I always meant to hear one of their later albums, and it turns out they had an album in 2014 called Commonwealth. It's a double album where each band member there's 4 guys in the band. Each band member kind of is spotlit on one of the sides. So it's like each side is like dedicated to, I think the individual, I don't know, I guess maybe each band member is doing vocals and is kind of in charge of the music on that side. So it's probably not the best way to hear the band if you want to hear the whole band, but I checked that out. That's really good as well. It's called Commonwealth. Really upbeat pop kind of rock, but it's not. It's a little bit. Some of it kind of sounds like the Beatles. I don't know if this is one of Paul's favorite Sloan albums or not, but I thought it was pretty good. I really liked the third side. I don't know which band member that is, but yeah, it's not pop rock Beatle-esque. Beatle-esque is a word that gets thrown around all the time. It's not like something that's awful like That Thing You Do soundtrack or something like that. That's called Beatle-esque. That's terrible. This is more of like fun and a little more rock going on, but I'm much more. I like the music much more than some of the vocals. So I think some of the guys that don't usually sing probably sing on this album. But yeah, Sloan and Commonwealth, a really good one.
I saw Sloan. I saw Sloan. God, probably it's got to be 10 or 12 years ago at South by Southwest. They were the headliner in this bar, and they actually, Craig will know this. The opening band was the Watson Twins, and I went to see the Watson Twins, and they were terrific. But then the headliner that night was Sloan, and I had never heard of Sloan. And this has got to be, God, it's easily 12, 13 years ago, and I had never heard them. I loved them. They were great. and I bought like 2 of their records, and then I kind of, I just lost track. And about 3 years ago, I also saw something somewhere where I was like, "Wait, is that the same band I saw?"
Right. Well, this was literally 30 years ago, and I'm thinking that can't be. I
Been
love this
around
back cover too with
forever.
the drum.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
that's just so wild. They have this
Good-
whole
they're a good band.
career, and I had no idea.
Oh, so it's all about cards, because each side you've got diamond, heart, club, and spade. And you said the third side?
Yeah.
So that's the club one, and it is Patrick Pentland's side.
Yeah.
So that's the guy that does that one.
So I'm
Jay
gonna have to
Ferguson,
definitely
Chris
hear some more
Murphy.
Sloan. Hear like a normal album from them, and then get to know the band members, I guess.
Oh, there's cards on the cover.
This is the
I
album.
don't know anything.
This is the album I saw them on. Well, it's called Action Pack. I think that's the album I saw them tour with.
Hmm.
Wow, they got a lot of music.
Hold on, before I do my.
I know, right? I mean, it's insane that this band has been going on for years. I mean, I guess it must be like a Canadian, more of a Canadian.
They are.
thing.
They're big in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they're from Nova Scotia. So,
Yeah.
but those
Yeah,
are my tops of 2014. So he's back just in time to start the bottoms.
I know I had to. My watch was dying. Oh, it's crap time. Crap
Yes.
garbage bottom time of 2014. Oh, so good. There was a song that it was gonna be like the #1 on this list, but then I realized it got big in 2014, but it was actually released in 2013. Did we already do 2013? I think we did, didn't we? I don't know.
It all blends together. Like
It does blend together.
fever dream
Maybe
night.
it'll still get managed because it's a shit song. But anyway, Maroon 5 had that terrible song called Maps, and they had another. I mean, they had several terrible songs that year.
Yes, Animals was the one I have, but
yeah. Ed Sheeran, well, all of his singles are crap no matter what year he releases them in. So I
kind of like Sing anyway.
I don't know. I mean, there was one song I sort of liked, but I don't even remember what it was called. But I just, if people love him, I guess, do your thing. But I don't get it. I don't understand.
Love him
He's
because
that little
they're being
British
told to
ginger
love
guy,
him
right?
by the
We
record.
played like a lot of the hits, some of the hits when I was on the radio at that time. I think I've told that before, and I could tolerate him more than I could tolerate some of the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I
Put it that way.
guess, but I don't know. There's just something. I don't think he's as good as people think he is.
Yeah, I think he's pretty basic.
Yeah. So there's not that he's terrible human being or anything like. There's nothing special. I guess I don't know, but Imagine Dragons, anything. There was that terrible band, Magic !
Oh yeah,
And they had that terrible song called Rude.
I remember that, but I don't remember how it goes.
I think it's best that we don't remember it.
Is that the one where he goes to the dad's house or something like that? He's got a girl and he goes to the father's house or something? Or
I listened to it again and I couldn't get through the whole song because it's just not.
I remember that.
Good. Michelle Williams was trying to be relevant. She wasn't relevant when she was in Destiny's Child. She's not relevant now. She wasn't relevant then. She had a terrible song called Say Yes. She was one of the ones that they brought in after they dumped 2 of the original members of Destiny's Child, and they used her as a fill-in. She sounds like Minnie Mouse. I don't like her. But anyways, I digress. RuPaul had that terrible Sissy That Walk. Sissy That Walk. Shut up, RuPaul. Nobody cares about your music. I mean, I like watching your drag queens on television.
I like Supermodel. What was wrong with that song?
Well, Supermodel is good, but that was in the 90s, and I feel like every song he does sounds the same. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's part of Ru.
Especially when it's cranked up in a club and all you can hear is the
Yeah.
the bass or whatever.
Mm-hmm. What else? That terrible Walk the Moon was Shut Up and Dance. Shut up and dance. Shut up.
We played
I
that.
have
Shut
a friend
up,
whose favorite
Walk the
band is
Moon.
Walk the Moon.
Ugh, it's awful.
It's terrible.
Nicki Minaj
Terrible.
had that fucking Anaconda song where she mixed in Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back. I hate fucking Nicki
The
Minaj.
most ridiculous part of that whole song. Well, I mean, the whole song is about this huge cock. That's the Anaconda, right?
Yes, I know.
And so this song is about a huge cock. It's Nicki Minaj, she's no, angel when it comes to whatever. She's got some explicit lyrics or whatever,
She's a dirty.
and it samples Sir Mix-a-Lot's "Baby Got Back." So you know how that song starts off with the "Oh my God, look at her butt."
Look at her butt.
Right. So all of this big cock stuff is going on in this Nicki Minaj dirty ass Anaconda song, but instead of "Oh my God," they say "Oh my gosh."
Oh.
They literally take the sample and put a "sh" on the end of God, so it's like, "Oh my
I've
God."
never paid attention because it's excruciating to hear.
These people in there. I'll say this, and I can talk about I want a big cock, but I not "Oh my God." I'm not going to say that.
Oh my gosh, that's the way it should be. And
Nicki
the
Minaj
absolute
almost made my bottom list.
the absolute worst song of 2014. It was everywhere. Dumb fucking Disney movie. That goddamn, you hear it. I don't even want to say it because I'm going to be singing it for the rest of the night because once it gets in my head and I hate it so
we
much.
have the same one.
That goddamn "Let It Go" from Frozen in Dina
Oh
Menzel.
no, okay.
Let it go. Let it go. See, I'm doing it now. I'm going to be singing it for the rest of my fucking life.
Don't do it.
I don't want to, but it's
I
there.
saw Frozen
I
once,
put it
and
in
that's
there.
probably the only time I heard the song.
I've never seen.
We did not play that.
Yeah. It was everywhere. And if you had I had little nieces and nephews around that age at the time, so they loved it and thought it was so yeah. Yeah, there it is. There.
Wow.
Get the fuck out.
Yourself.
Yeah. All right. Mikey.
Well, I have two bottoms, and we've said this before. I mean, this is like an era where I wasn't forced to listen to bad music. There was no bad music coming into my space. It's not like the 80s where MTV and everything. It was everywhere. So I had to kind of go looking for the bad music, and I found two records that I remember not liking at the time, and I actually streamed both of them, not all the way through. The first one, and I know this band gets shit on a lot now, but their first two records are really, really good. But man, this record sucks, and that's Coldplay, Ghost Stories. That's a piece of shit. This is where Coldplay now, instead of being Coldplay, they're more like a hipper old U2. A lot of their songs sound like U2.
Yeah, but definitely. They've got that.
Have you heard their new song?
No.
They have a new song called The Karate Kid. I unfortunately saw the video today, and the Karate Kid is in the video. Daniel's son.
Yeah. Which one though? Is it Ralph Macchio or is it Will Smith's kid?
No, it's Ralph Macchio.
Isn't he a Karate Kid too?
Yeah. Well, yes, and yeah, and so was that other. There was the girl that was a Karate Kid as well. No, that's a boy. But no, there was a girl. Hilary Swank was also. She was the next Karate Kid.
Oh,
that one actually had Mr. Miyagi in it.
I've seen the first one. So yeah, that album actually really it sucks, man. And I don't know if that was a big album. I'm guessing it was. Aren't all Coldplay? I mean, they all sell, I think. But man, it just sounded like bad U2. It was awful. And then somebody will probably shit on me for this, but Bruce Springsteen released an album called High Hopes. I listened to 3 songs.
It's
know,
like
but I
that
don't
must
care
have been
for
a
him.
really bad one because I don't remember it at all.
I can
can't-
remember it either, actually. But yeah, it's not nothing about it. It's good.
I mean, I even remember Lucky Town. That was earlier. Lucky
That's
Town,
awful.
and those other
That's
ones. And they're
tolerable.
just kind of.
That's he did that Guns N' Roses thing. That was a trend for like a minute, releasing 2 albums on the same day.
Yeah, how'd that work for Guns N' Roses?
It worked really well.
Yeah, yeah.
Future Illusion 1 and 2. I mean, but he did that. What was the other one called? It was Lucky Town and something else.
Yeah, I have them both, and I can't remember what it is.
But I remember the one he came out with a couple of years ago. Wasn't I actually liked that
Tunnel
one.
of Love. Oh yeah, that was good.
No, Tunnel of Love is like 87.
Yeah.
Really? That one's not good either.
Okay, wait. What year did he have 2 albums?
It was like 91.
All right.
Yeah, Lucky Town was one of them, and then there's a few good songs on it, and in general, they're tolerable albums.
It was
But they're
Human
not-
Touch is the other
Human
one.
Touch.
Human
and
Touch.
Human
Lucky
Touch,
Yeah,
yeah.
because Human Touch was the single.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, Essential Albums.
Human
The first one that comes
27
up
channels and nothing on.
on Apple Music, Essential Music or Essential Albums by Bruce Springsteen. The first one is Tunnel of Love. Doesn't he have like 7 other records you would listen to before that?
Yeah, I would listen to Born in
He
the
has
US.
none
I
I'd
think
listen
now,
to.
now, if you talk about the big Bruce, no matter personal opinions, Born in the USA would be probably the most popular.
Yes, it
It's
is.
the one
Whether
with
you
all
I
the-
like
think
it or
that
not,
was his
it
biggest
is.
seller. It was
That
is
his most
definitely
popular
the
album.
most
Yeah.
exposure. Born to Run would come right in after that.
Yeah.
Asbury Park. I mean, that album is freaking awesome. And then
Right.
Yeah, nobody bought that though.
yeah, but it's his. I mean,
I have it, but I don't think a lot. Yeah, more people probably bought the.
You could at
Wild
least
Kid.
understand the words to Blinded by the Light.
Wild Innocent and the E Street.
Grabbed up like a douche.
That's so damn good. Well, so that's all I got, man. That all sucked, man.
Oh.
Okay,
there were a
Richard.
lot of re-releases in 2014 when it came to
There were.
singles. I was going through the list of all the singles that were, and I kept seeing this re-release of these old songs, and I'm like, but then, we were kind of talking about like Ed Sheeran and some of the others. That, 2000, it began way before 2014, but 2014, right around then, that's when like the record companies were really controlling artists, pushing shit for radio play that, hey, this is a great artist. And I would hear about these great artists and I would listen to their music and I'm going, there's nothing innovative about this. There's nothing new about it. And it's hardly even listenable. I mean, it's just, this is when it's really, to me, by, the 20 teens, we're just getting a lot of music forced on us that, and I guess that's why I kind of tuned out. Well, I tuned out of radio a long time ago. And with a lot of the singles and the hits, I definitely preferred the DJ remixes. There were some really shitty singles that were released, in my opinion, but some of the DJ remixes of them are just great. There were some bummers, in terms of death. There was a lot of deaths, but the 3 that stuck out to me were Jack Bruce, Joe Cocker, and Pete Seeger. They all died in 2014. There was a big mistake to me. I think this was a big mistake for Lady Gaga to do this duet with this guy with all the baggage that he had and continued to have for years to come. That was that duet with R. Kelly that she did. Do What You Want.
And her excuse, do what you want to my body. And her excuse for that, like, oh, I didn't know anything about any of that. Horse.
Everybody knew.
Horse shit. Because I knew about it. And if a random dude in the middle of Illinois knew about it, then Lady Gaga knew about it. And this shit has been going on since 2002.
Decades.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that song was
2002,
actually deleted
least.
off of the reissue of Applause.
Yeah. And the video's been deleted too. There was a
And
video
all of
for
that,
it.
like you can't stream the song. So because of that, it makes my original pressing very sought after. So it's gone up to I think it sells for minimum $300 or $400. But
Oh
Wow.
my.
yeah,
I
and
didn't
it's
know she
also
did
like
that.
a cool. I almost mentioned Applause because I did like that song a lot, and I kind of like the Do What You Want, but yeah, to like it shouldn't have been with her. She did a version later with Christina Aguilera. That was pretty good, and I thought, well, when she reissued the album, why didn't she just put the Christina version on the album? That would have made more sense, but. I don't know, because it was released as a single as well.
She may have been used as a tool to try and rehabilitate,
possibly. I don't know. I mean, people do things, and
I didn't know anything about it. What?
hello.
go
I
back
mean,
to
you
your
knew
meat
that back
dress.
with Aaliyah because he married her when she was 12. So, like, I mean,
Yeah. Well, there was a song that I liked when it was first released. And then it just was getting played and played and played. And it made it all the way up to number one, where it was number one for 10 weeks. And everybody started making their own extended versions of it. And there were all these videos about it. And there was even a 24-hour video of the friggin' song. And it just, Pharrell Williams with Happy.
Oh yeah.
well, that was so it was released. I mean, it got really big in 2014, but it was released in 2013.
Right.
But it was
But it didn't hit
that
the
was the
number
one I was going to
one.
mention because the song doesn't make me happy. It makes me want to jump off a bridge. I fucking hate that song, probably more than the one I mentioned. But technically,
there was another one that I really didn't mind.
Yeah, when it first came out, I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay.
Remember what it was?
But it's just
unhappy.
it was like everywhere.
Like the roof
Clap your
is
hands if you're stupid or whatever.
There were sleep apps that were created so that you could go to sleep listening to it. It was just.
I don't want to. I would have nightmares.
Yeah,
I would have nightmares.
It was 10 weeks at number one. So of all the hits in 2014, it was the one that was number one the longest, I believe.
Yeah.
But then I looked up the number one song the week of my birthday, and I listened to it, and I kind of knew I didn't like her anyway. I never listened to her music, but I had read enough about her that I kind of made up my mind that this person is trash. And that was the song "Fancy" by Iggy Azalea.
Oh, I'm so fancy. You already know. Yeah, she's canceled long time ago.
Yeah.
What did she get canceled for?
Because she's not a nice lady.
No.
And I'm sure there's other reasons.
Does anybody know why Iggy Azalea got canceled?
Oh my gosh!
Well, she was accused of cultural appropriation.
Yeah,
she was accused of intentionally being like a black woman. Even though she never talked the way she sang. She definitely puts on. If you didn't know who she was and you were listening to her singing, you would. Well, she's trash.
Wow.
Accusations of sentence right in the middle. Did anybody else catch that?
What?
Is it time for my bottoms yet?
Yeah, it's time for your bottoms.
Give us your bottoms.
My tops were smaller. My bottoms is a longer list.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Well, I have a tangent. I don't really have a long list.
Oh great.
But there's some bad ones. All the ones mentioned. I actually like that Anaconda song, and I don't mind Ed Sheeran's just kind of there. And I liked Happy. I mean, compared to whatever else was going on. I did not like these, though. Stay With Me from Sam Smith. My God. I hate his wimpy ass, whiny, and then they tried to make a club mix of that. We had to play that not the club mix. We had to play that boring ass. I was never a big. I don't know if he's got other songs. I know he's got an album out where the album that's on, the first song he comes on and he's like, "My money's on my mind. My money's on my
got
mind."
my money on my I liked Sam when he first came out. There was another song that I really liked that was off of that record, and then it just seemed like the more like in his second album was okay. His second album introduced me to Yebba, and I will always be grateful for that because Yebba is fucking Yebba, Yebba. I fucking love her. So that I got introduced.
There's just something about him. I mean, that song, I get the lyrics are okay or whatever, but the Stay With Me, I get it, but there's just something about him I never liked. I don't know what. He's just.
And he progressively got worse for me. To where it was like,
is he still
now,
around? I don't even know if he's still.
Oh
around.
yeah, he did that terrible song about the daddy going to the body shop or the because you're something unholy. It's awful.
Maroon 5. We already mentioned Maps and Animals. Terrible. Goes without. Maroon 5. You just. That goes without saying. It's terrible.
I mean, I did like it.
Richard was talking about artists that they try to make out like, oh my God, mind blown. This is the biggest, this is the most innovative, most incredible artist ever. I thought you were going to say Lord. And that ridiculous song Royals, which actually makes no sense because I'm not even going to get into how it doesn't make sense, but wow, that sucks. That's an awful song, number one. It's completely annoying. And when they put her out, it's Lorde, Lorde. When they put her on the scene, and again, it's not her fault. She's probably a nice person. I don't know anything about her personally. But all you ever heard was, oh my God, music has just been reinvented. And it's just a basic fucking pop song that sounds like all the other shit that was out at the time.
There wasn't anything, but she does do a fantastic.
Puddles the Clown did a cover of that, which he does much better than.
Bozo the Clown did a cover of Royals.
Puddles the Clown. He's this guy that does with Scott what's his head's jazz band or whatever they're called. That they take like
we got a jazz version of Lord.
No, Royal. It's not really like they take like pop songs and make them kind of like swing or like.
Is it like Richard Cheese?
Scott Bradley's something. Jukebox.
That dude that used to be on American Idol. The hell was his name? He used to beatbox. He's getting a thing like that now.
Oh, Blake.
Blake something, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what he does. He's these days.
Blake?
He's in
what the hell's his
touring act that goes around taking top 40 songs and turning it into swing songs. Anyway, Lord Royals, terrible, awful, annoying, but not quite as I guess it is as annoying as Meghan Trainor and All About That Bass. Oh my God. How many songs about some chick's ass did we have to hear in 2014, 2015?
No trouble. Yeah.
And another one, it was supposed to, where they were, oh my God, that is so female empowering because it's so true. It's so great to have a song where big girls can feel confident and beautiful as well. It's some chick singing about how big her ass is. How is that empowering? And she also, in the song, insults thin girls. It's like, how is that positive?
Hey, the bigger the cushion, the better the pushing.
Oh, that's what she doesn't say that, but she's like, Mama said a man like a little more booty to hold at night, and all you skinny bitches don't know. It's like, okay, you were almost there, and then you turn it around, and it's like, okay, but it's okay. It's not okay to body shame people, right? That's the message of the song.
Right, but then you're body shaming.
You can turn around and body shame people for being thin. Terrible. Meghan Trainor, what the hell? Why? What? And then that got popular, so we had to have 12 other songs about some chick's huge ass. It was so gross.
Started
I literally have chills now. Another trend that was huge in 2014. This was when the bro country
Oh,
got really big.
yeah.
With
Yeah.
everything about a six-pack and cut off jeans, and we're down by the lake and all this, like, it wasn't really country, but you sang with a twang, so that's how it's on the country stations, and it basically took over. It all sounds the same, horrible. I'm totally not into it. I would hear it when I was walking by the country station in the hall. You know, they would always be playing it. I knew some of the DJs on there, they didn't like it either.
Shorts down by
I
the
mean,
lake.
that is
Mm,
where
that
I
sounds
want
right
to
to
be.
me.
That sounds like a date.
I don't
Well,
want
it
to
was
listen to it, but I want to
Daisy
be in the
Duke
song.
shorts and cutoffs down by the
Ooh,
lake. in a
Daisy. Well, if
six-pack
it's a
and
guy,
Hey,
you know,
my truck.
hey.
Or Daisy Ray down by the beach or by the lake.
But okay, I don't like that music. In defense of bro country,
Okay, in defense.
the thing everybody says about it is, why can't we get back to real country like Johnny Cash? Johnny Cash is the one they always throw out there because he's, you know, got the movie and whatever. So Johnny Cash is real country, right?
Right.
So they sing about things that are real, not like this bro country.
Right.
Johnny Cash sings about shooting a guy in Reno just to watch him die. Do you think Johnny Cash ever shot anyone?
No.
Johnny
Yeah,
Cash sings
well.
about doing life in
I
prison.
don't know about that.
Has Johnny Cash ever been in prison? I know he spent a couple overnights in jail.
Yeah.
Dude's never
Prison.
done like hard time.
There's a big difference between jail and prison.
Right. Point is, country's always been a little bullshit.
Yeah.
The people that sing the bro country shit that are always talking about taking your truck down to the lake with the cutoffs and the six-pack and the radio turned up, that's really what people who listen to that music do.
Yeah.
So it could be argued that bro country is actually more real than the outlaw country.
Yeah. Yes.
There's that. I
I
didn't
would
even know
never
there
dare
was
say that on my own channel, by the way. I can't wait for the comments to start pouring in about that.
I didn't
That's
even
why
know.
I like-
I mean,
you
I
know-
really, I would definitely rather hear Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash over the bro country.
Oh, yes,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah.
But you can't say that the bro country is not real, because that's what these people do when they listen to
Oh,
the
no
bro
shit,
country.
no
They
shit.
literally go down to the fucking lake in their truck with the six-pack and the girls in cutoffs and, girl, you looking so good in them.
Oh, now you're saying the girls were in the cutoff.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought
okay.
Yes.
I was.
And
The
that's how they
girls were-
refer to them. They don't
the
have
girls
names.
were
It's
always-
girl.
Okay.
Good in them cutoffs. Got to
That's
think
why I
about
like
a man's
listening
mind
to-
gonna take down by the lake in a six-pack on the rack. Got a gun rack. You know, whatever.
That's why I
Uh,
rather
They really
listen
do
to
that,
people like
the
Bob
dog.
Wills. You
Don't
know.
forget their dog.
Disrespecting real life.
I didn't know there was a subgenre of country called bro country.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There is. Yes. Unfortunately.
And it was
had
huge
no
in
idea.
2014. Florida Georgia line.
Oh, God.
Luke Bryan, you know, Jason Aldean, I think,
I've
was
heard of
bro
him.
country before he went racist country. That's a whole different
Yeah.
subgenre.
I saw him in concert. I hope you're not jealous.
I saw him in concert before he got popular, and the morning show host knocked his guitar over.
Well, good on the morning host.
So those are our tops and bottoms of 2014.
Wow.
I think we got about an hour out of that. I'm surprised. I think most
Yeah.
of it was talking about Sloan, though, and stuff we hate.
Good band.
Not that we
Really
hate
good
Sloan.
band.
Things
Yeah,
we hate
don't
and
hate
also Sloan.
So you ready to know what the next? Oh, I could draw something
Yes.
pretty to show you. Hold on.
Not many years left.
um,
It's probably gonna be 2000.
We've got like after this, there's like maybe 6 years left. So we are, and most of them are 2000s, but this one's not.
Yeah. 1991 might as well be
I
2000.
think surely we've done that year.
We have not done 91. We've done every other
I
year.
say the
or-
same
yeah.
thing every time he pulls a number.
You know
out.
what we did? We did the years that we graduated, and Craig did 1991, and I
No,
did.
I did 92, and
Oh.
we also did this as 92 too.
We did years
Wow.
that we graduated.
Yeah.
I
It
gotta
was a
stop
long
keeping
time ago. It
track.
was back in the St. Vincent days. It was back in the single gun theory days.
I think there were some good releases then because I can remember 1991 and there were some.
I bet there were some really bad ones too.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
there were
are
some really
ones. I
bad
didn't
ones,
call that
but
out, but
So
I'm
we'll have the tops
thinking
and bottoms
band.
of 1991 coming up. We'll also play our game again, and we'll review Craig's album that he wanted us to review from the Cocteau Twins, which that would be
Heaven
some
or
interesting
Las
shoes to fit
Vegas.
that.
What?
I guess it's better to have a cocktail than a toe cock.
Oh, jeez.
Hold your sign up.
Wait. Oh
What
my
is
goodness.
the Cocteau Twins album, by the way?
Heaven or Las Vegas?
Heaven or Las
I knew it was
Vegas.
something about a city. I
Heaven
didn't
or-
remember what
yeah,
city, though.
Heaven
So
or
all
Las
of that is
Vegas.
coming up. Hopefully you will join us for that. Don't miss it. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Daisy Ray's Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hupkins.
My name's Daisy. This is my friend Tangeray. Isn't that Beavis and Butthead?
I don't know. Okay. All right, girl. You got to get down if you're going to be all fussy. And you are.
This is going great.
Didn't he say it already? I think he said it,
No,
right?
you did. Oh, wait. You started it.
I'm
Never
first.
mind.
Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Bye.